So, being in the rehab space, first of all, the beauty about being in this kind of group, that of the group of individuals going through physical rehabilitation, getting better from an injury, makes you kind of realize, man, injuries suck. You're going through it right now. It's painful, not fun. And so once you've come back from an injury, your eyes kind of open up kind of wide, and you start recognizing that there's risk in the world, and that you got to be careful so that you don't get injured. So this weekend, it's cleaning the apartment, which is a daily affair. Decided to take a shower, stepped in the shower. I slipped. I had a carpet or whatever deal that I thought was fine for the shower, apparently was not. Slipped in the worst way possible. Literally, it was, you see that time slows down, you're like, man, I really have nothing to grab on here. I'm just gonna fall. And I fell on my ribs, lat area, I'd say, because that's the area that really feels sore. And essentially my ribs, or that area, that massive area, touched the opening door. And I thought I broke my ribs at that point. I was like laying there, I was like, all right, don't move. So I go through the sequence and I start thinking, literally I was thinking about our protocol for when guys get hurt. And I at that moment, I was like, I now get it why they tell athletes, do not move. Just stay there. Because you have no idea if something's broken or not. So you don't want to jeopardize that. So anyways, turns out I'm fine. I'm still just sore. But I start thinking, man, like, that's a real risk. And like, my whole job is sort of predicated around this. Mike Boyle, a mentor of mine, told me that we are risk managers. And that's essentially what we do. We look at the field, we look at the environment, we look at the weight room, and we say, we're going to get these guys stronger, healthier, and we're going to minimize risk. And I realized that minimizing risk also takes place off the field. And it's through simple things. I don't want you guys to get hurt. So my motto right away is, if I notice something that like I've done that is a risk that I have not identified in years prior, I immediately tell everybody, because I don't want it to be, if it's a risk for me, it's probably a risk for a lot of people. Step into your shower and you slip, right? Turns out that's a real risk for the elderly population and probably for anybody. And there's no reason for that. So my edge to you guys is make sure you got some non-stick mats inside your shower. Or, now here's the alternative. I was talking to my wife and I said, you know, I'm going to take this and make it a performance benefit to me. So I got some pumice stone. Turns out pumice stone is really good for cleaning. And I got some pumice stone, I got some red rocks, I got some lava rocks, and I threw them in the fucking shower. So as I take a shower, now I'm cleaning. Now, so an injury turned out to be somewhat of a benefit. Hopefully this thing's really going down. And there's no internal hemorrhaging. But this injury turned out to be a benefit to me, because now I actually understand something that applies to cleaning your home and taking care of your health more naturally. So there's pumice stone, there's sand, there's some shells. It's almost like the sea floor, right? Shower coming at, waterfall, sea floor, and there's an angle here that I think I can leverage that's actually probably even better than a non-stick mat that's probably made of some sort of rubber, collects mildew and bacteria, whereas seashell, rocks, these are sand, these are areas that naturally, potentially, my understanding, clean. So we're going to break it down on recognize risk and clean. But before we do that, I want you guys, you don't have to do this, but call your parents and make sure they have non-stick mats in their bathrooms and showers. Like, we could fall down, maybe break a rib or something, but they may not have the luxury of doing so. So let's go recognize risk and clean on 3. Recognize risk and clean. 1, 2, 3.
Recognize, risk, and clean.
Ooh,